A big surrogacy scam has been busted in the posh Banjara Hills area of Hyderabad. A raid at the Saikiran Infertility Center revealed that around 46 surrogate women were confined to the center and found living in pathetic conditions. The center was not registered to conduct surrogacy, and most of the women living here belonged to poor families. Many were roped in with the help of brokers and were offered lakhs of rupees. We are joined by Paul right now on the phone line from Hyderabad. Paul, we understand that the center has been raided. The hospital has been shut down. What action are the authorities now going to take against the owners of the hospital?
Well, in fact, it was on Saturday evening, Kavita, that the Saikiran hospital was raided, and it's located in a posh area, like you said, in Banjara Hills in Hyderabad. And they were raided by the central zone of the Hyderabad Task Force. And now what remains to be seen is, like, it's been 3 days since the incident took place. On Saturday evening, they were raided, and today it's Tuesday. And yet, no case has been registered against the hospital, though 48 women, surrogate mothers, were found illegally captive inside the hospital. They were not allowed to move out for several months, is what we are being told. And the district health medical officer herself in the bite says that they were not allowed, and food, medicine, and 10,000 rupees as subsistence allowance was given to these women. It's been 3 days, no case has been registered, no arrest so far. We happened to speak to the DCP of the task force, and he told us that the women for now will be housed in the same clinic, that is Saikiran Hospital, and then only after a week a decision will be taken, because for now they say the environment that they are comfortable in, they are used to, is the hospital itself. So for now, for a week, for around a week now, they will be in the hospital, after which the district medical health officer, along with other officials, along with the collector, will decide where they will be moved to, whether it will be a home or whether they will be sent back home, or the government will temporarily house them in another hospital. That remains to be seen. And moreover, the question that remains now is, now that this illegal racket has been busted, now that these 47 odd surrogate mothers have been rescued, what happens to the contract that was, or the understanding between the clients, the hospital, and these women? Will the babies that are born be handed over to the clients who actually approach the hospital, or will it be that the babies will have to be taken care by the mothers themselves? Will they have to fend for their own children? And this is now what remains to be seen.
Right, Paul, but that of course comes once the lady in question would, deliver the baby. Right now, and these are pregnant women we are talking about. Who is taking care of their healthcare needs, since the hospital in question has been shut down?
Like I said, I spoke to the Central Zone Task Force DCP, Mr. Limba Reddy, and he was telling me that yes, the hospital has been seized. We also showed visuals of no medical healthcare activities happening in the hospital. But for the time being, the women, they have decided to house them in the hospital itself on the second and third floor of the building where they were living even before the racket was busted. They continue to stay there, and all food, medicine, and healthcare are being provided like how they were being given before. They say this is the environment that these women are really used to and are comfortable in. So at the moment, it won't be right to move them out of this comfortable location where they have been for several months now. So for the next 1 week, the government plans to keep them at Saikiran Hospital itself, after which a decision will be taken where to move these women.
Right. Also, Paul, why is the police moving so slow in this case? You said no case registered yet, 3 days since the raid. And of course, the other question, you did say that most of these women were sourced by brokers. Now, are these brokers also under the scanner?
Well, as of now, the Central Zone Task Force is looking at records of registration, records of details of these people, memorandum of understanding which are to be signed between the hospital and the women before they are taken on to do something like a surrogacy procedure. And we were being told by the district medical health officers as well as other officials that several legal procedures that are meant to be followed were not followed in this case. Proper registration was not done. Memorandum of understandings were not signed. Several lapses in terms of the procedural aspect. And as of now, the task force is looking into these records. They're verifying documents. They're seeing from where these women were actually brought forward. Were they people who volunteered to do something like this, or was it something where they brought in by brokers? Is the question that they're trying to look into. For now, Mr. Limba Reddy has told us that they're looking into the records and they will be deciding on what course of action. They're also looking at legal options and legal advice before they actually register a case against the hospital. As of now, I can confirm to you that no arrest and no case has been booked by the Central Zone Task Force.
Right, Paul. Thank you for those details. Let's listen in now to reactions from Limba Reddy, the DCP Task Force, and Dr. Padmaja, the District Medical Health Officer.
What has been happened is that they're all poor people and they offered money. Actually, as per this act, so the relatives and the close to them who have to, rent their home for free of this thing, they should not take any money. But here in this case, the ladies offered 2.5 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs for each this thing. So the hospital authorities engaged some of the brokers who are going to the rural areas and getting the female for accepting this. Then they are also taking some money. The hospital people are charging about 20 to 25 lakhs for each surrogacy. We will book a case against the hospital.
2.5 చెప్తున్నారు 2.5 lakhs అంటే ఇప్పుడేమి ఇవ్వడం లేదు ఆఫ్టర్ డెలివరీ ఇస్తారు అంటే వాళ్ళంతా కలెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు అంటే వాళ్ళు వేగ్గా చెప్తున్నారు 4.5 అట్లా ఉందంట వాళ్ళకి సగం పేషెంట్ ముట్టేది సగం
అంటే ఎంత డాక్యుమెంటరీ ఉందా అంటే ఇచ్చేటట్టు వీళ్ళు తీసుకున్నట్టు
రికార్డ్స్ అంతా వెరిఫై చేశాము కొంచెం ఇర్రెగ్యులారిటీ ఆఫ్ రికార్డ్స్ ఉంది చేస్తున్నందుకు దానికి రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ తీసుకోలేదు వితౌట్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తున్నారు లోపల 50 మెంబర్స్ వరకు ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళని బిఫోర్ డెలివరీ అయ్యే వరకు ఇక్కడే ఉంచుతున్నారు వాళ్ళకి బయటకు కూడా వెళ్ళనివ్వడం లేదు.
Now, my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal also spoke with Sid Vidya, an advocate, about the legalities of this case. Let's listen into what she had to say.
This is supposed to be a very good business because surrogacy was intended to be an altruistic surrogacy, wherein this was available to the parents or the couples, parents not couples, who were actually not having kids despite various efforts and were infertile. But gradually, due to the absence of laws, where there's nothing to regulate this entire system, so taking advantage of that loophole, various clinics and other hospitals, in fact big hospitals are also running this kind of racket wherein they are taking advantage of women. This is the issue of human rights, child rights and women rights also. Nobody knows where to go, what to do. There is no law. If you will be trying to take any action against them, you will sending notice or whatever, then the simple answer you will get that there is no law to regulate. So that's why it's going on very easily.
Now, what are the kind of loopholes in the legal system because of which the people who indulge in these kind of practices, they get away scot-free?
There's no question of loophole. There's no law at all.
Women get stuck in a situation like this because many of the times we have seen women from the lowest strata of the society being asked to do these kind of things because in many of the cases they do not have the required funds to run the family or they do not have adequate amount of money where she can get justice.
No, it depends what kind of circumstances she is facing. If she is coming with the consent and she has consented, okay, I want to be a surrogate mother. In that case, later if she finds that there is something in the agreement, she has not been paid properly, or she was promised to pay 5 lakhs and she has not been paid whatever amount, in that case she can go and assert her right for the breach of contract and all that. If the lady has not consented, she has been cheated for the reason that, okay, fine, you come to Mumbai, I'll give you a good job, and she has been put into this kind of illegal business, and she never consented to that. So then in that case, some other recourse are available. She can go to the police, she can register a complaint and all that. So it's basically depend what kind of circumstances she is facing in that matter. Surrogacy is a process. I don't know how they are getting women, from where they are getting women, and actually most of the time, this is my personal experience. I have a matter of this kind, wherein the consent of the wife has not been taken, and a surrogate mother has been hired by the husband, and the child has been delivered. And the allegation of the wife is that there are already 2 daughters. One is of 16 years and one is of 5 years. She was being pressurized all the time that I want a male child. When she disagreed to do that, then the hospital assisted that particular husband, and that's how he got a male child. Now, as per the new bill which is pending, so far as I have gone through, the entire commercial surrogacy is going to be banned. There is no place for the single parenting, which has happened in the case of Tushar Kapoor's matter. This kind of parenting in my client's matter also. Single parenting, it is the statement of the hospital that actually the father has given an affidavit that I'm single. There is no value system. There is no family. Tomorrow I'm into flesh trade. I'll go and get 3-4 girls delivered, and I'll put them into the flesh trade system. So this is like toy shop, come buy toys, play with them and throw them away. So this is completely unacceptable. In my matter, we have filed a complaint to the Child Right Commission in that matter, to the Women Commission, Human Rights Commission, and we have got notices from all the authorities. Child Right Commission has suggested to appoint an amicus curiae in the matter, so we are searching for that, and thereafter we will definitely fight up this matter to the extent possible, because this is complete nuisance in the society.